All right, so now we're gonna kind of get into a bit of the figures and what's real here and what maybe depending where you guys are looking to get to. So, all right, so if you can tell us, man, like if someone is coming to buy a property in Phuket, like what's the average starting price?
If you're looking at a villa, say for instance, this particular one, which is on the northwest coast, price tag 24.5 million Thai bahts, which is in the region of $750,000.
Okay.
This is a 4-bedroom on a plot of 400 square meter.
Right.
As you can see, it's very large and very comfortable.
Right.
With a,
It's huge. Something like this would be easily probably in the low millions back home and say easily something like this.
I mean, I reckon from the study I've done, we're roughly looking at 30% less than what you would find, for instance, in the US.
Okay.
A value of this size, like we said, about $1 million. So we're pretty much on the track here. If you're looking at condominium, again, it depends on which area you wish to settle. An average of a condominium, say 1 bedroom, is in the region of 5 million Thai baht, which is about $150,000 US.
Did you hear that? 150,000 US to get a beautiful condo here.
55 square meter, decent.
Not bad.
With all facility, I was going to say it was, you would end up having a gym, so a fitness room. You would have the, common areas, pool, and sometimes more facilities like saunas or rooftop terraces and bars and restaurants. So,
So that's like a dream, right? For instance, something like for 150,000, something like that you just described. Back home, that's going to be easily 600,000 plus, if I'm not wrong, right? So you're really getting a lot of bang for your buck, but you also getting a amazing lifestyle. So what has been the average for that come across your desk, like for us clients overseas? Because you have been getting quite a few American clients lately.
That's correct. Yeah.
What's been the average numbers they've been
wanting to invest?
Yeah.
The current average is around $200,000.
Okay.
Obviously, many have not experienced life in Asia, are a little bit skeptical about coming here. So they are going at a lower tier. That is the main reason. But once they discover the whole environment and benefit they can gain, it very easily triples or quadruples into their investment. And it does make sense because if you're not familiar with this particular market or environment, you would play it safe. Just like, investing or buying shares in a company, you would probably go at a lower tier to be on the safe side.
Right.
This is what's happening. And you could very quickly, rapidly see the passion that they suddenly grow within them once they are here and they see the infrastructure and they see the facilities. The safety is incredible.
Absolutely. Especially coming from the States, safe, unfortunately, is not as safe as things, used to be. So being how safe it is, right? And I can definitely agree with you on that, and I'm sure a lot of people who's watching this can attest to.
I could give some examples, but I would love to say 100% no crime, which would be really false. But I think the crimes are really among some locals, happen in remote areas and curls that they might have. But and even then, it would be petty crimes within the communities or areas where mixed communities, in fact, not just expats or foreigners, there is no burglary happening. There is no robbery. There is no pickpockets. And that, for me, is valued hugely because I don't need to have the fear jumping in my car because someone might be chasing me to steal or looking behind myself whilst walking down the street. And that is a peace of mind. That's already gained a certain trust for me to feel comfortable in an environment,
which is very important. And I can't attest to that enough. How safe I feel, how free I feel, being here. So let's kind of get into some numbers, right? So, right, because you get some clients who are looking to just, I'm looking to get a home. I want to have a home here.
Right.
But you also get quite a few clients who's looking to actually turn it into some type of investment. So for someone as myself, right, I run into this like, Alex, I need help. I'm trying to grow my money to build an income, right? So can you walk us through, like, if someone was buying a $200,000 property,
Right.
what kind of income they could bring in? And I want to make it to simplify this. What income can they potentially bring in a month in, and what are the best areas to buy?
Okay. Well, with regards to the best areas, I think we've discussed it in one of your videos previously, and it's identified by from south to north, west coast. We're looking at Naihan, Katakaron, Kamala, and Bang Tao Chung Talay, leading then also to Layan, which is growing very rapidly. It's a very green, lush environment, yet a walking distance to the beach.
Right.
With regards to a small investment of, say, we said 5 million, say around $200,000, you're roughly looking around a return or on a rental basis of $15,000 annually.
That's pretty good. So we're talking, wow, that's some really, really nice returns.
This is a reality. Yet, we do find life cheap, much cheaper than, anywhere else. The affordability is huge, because this is the reason a lot of retirees and elderly people come and settle here, because they get much more for their money, and the quality of life, being sitting here in the sun and enjoying life with a fraction of what you might pay back home, or even in a retirement home. Right. I mean, we all know the rates have gone rocket high. Here, you could spend perhaps an average of $1,000 a month just for someone to take care of you, possibly even 24/7.
Wow.
How much would you pay in a hospice or in old people's home back home? Easily $10,000 a month.
Easy 10,000. And that's another thing why a lot of people come to retire here, because if anything ever happened in hospice, literally $1,000 that you can have someone around the clock taking care of you, which is
indeed
super
and
crucial.
Be very fortunate. I've got to stress a very important point, is that often when we travel abroad and we may have this fear of the healthcare, if one has got an insurance in place, you can be assured that the one of the best hospitals and the best doctors. Even here on the island of Phuket, we have several hospitals named and attached to the Bangkok hospital from actual Bangkok, and as well as Bumrungrad, which is one of the biggest and first hospitals in Thailand, which is opening their doors in a few years' time here in Phuket, just on the north of the island. And this is also bringing a bigger healthcare to the citizens, or to the expats living.
Nice. So a lot of pluses, right? So person can get a 14% annual return. Like, you're not even getting that in banks, right? Essentially, which is so amazing. And relatively, that's a pretty affordable cost as far as, buying real estate now back home. I mean, it's just like insane. So that is super, super crucial, and it's great as well, because, right, you said you have, many shops around, there's so many things, restaurants, and obviously you have one of the best hospitals out there. So there's a lot of benefits into, essentially living to Phuket. So
obviously, we've not gone into details of water sports, golf courses. In fact,
that's going to be another episode on its own, So I just wanted to show people what's real for them. And last thing I would like to touch on, if you are an American, you can own property.
Indeed. I mean,
100%.
Foreigners can.
I mean, foreigners as a whole, right?
And this is another echo that people attempt to hear. Oh, we cannot own outright 100%. That's absolutely false. As foreigners, myself, I've invested
fact check
many projects, and I actually own them outright at 100%. It's called the foreign ownership but there's also the option of leasehold for those who want to have a lease on a long term of 30 years or plus. That's also possible, where you would pay initially slightly less than what a foreign freehold would cost. Nonetheless, I would certainly recommend anyone who's tempted to come and settle here or invest here, this is the time. This is the moment, simply because the more you wait, the prices are increasing, an average of 15-16% on some of the properties.
Wow.
Just an example of this property here, we've completed this project over a year ago. It's increased by 15% already.
Wow. That's epic. And one last thing I would like to touch on, which is what makes you great at what you do, being a real estate consultant and entrepreneur. You don't just advise people, you actually have your management company too, I believe.
Correct,
right?
Yeah.
So
what makes me great, I wouldn't go far.
Right?
What makes me who I am and want to advise people to really feel comfortable. I've been there. I've experienced it. Whether it was the investment, the fear, the skepticism, and knowing that actually things can be going very smoothly. And I didn't know anyone here. And at the time, I probably wish that there was some support of some sort who could assist me, apart from legal, assistance where, you would get. But having an impartial advice of someone who's here or who's been here, who's invested, I think it's for me, it's valuable. This is one of the reasons why I really would like to bring that knowledge, experience to those who want to come and provide them with that service. This is what it's all about.
Right.
And so obviously knowing the market, knowing the sectors and the areas where I would advise you could invest in, and that would be simply an advisory more than, putting pressure on you having to buy somewhere where you might not know and may not like. So my aim is really to identify where you would fit and where your criteria are in order to be able to guide you through that zone.
Nice.
And should you want to simply do a buy to let and move, come here only on vacations, obviously we have our own department of management in place where we could look after your condominium and rent it out if you wish, or simply just take care of it whilst you're away and maintain it.
Mm-hmm. Which is super crucial, right? Because you have whatever you call them, real estate agent, right? They try to sell you the property, try to tell you, but you're an actual consultant. So for someone like me and say like, hey, I'm looking to get property. I want to make X amount a month. That's my goal. Right. What would I look at? This is what I have available. So you kind of actually, walk through a strategy with them, right? Essentially able to find them the best property, whether they're looking to live or turn it into some type of investment property, right? And essentially, I want to get to X amount of dollars per month on my property or per year return. So I think that's really great, what you do to let you know. And if you guys are looking for whether to buy some real estate, but looking for an actual consultant that can help you grow your fund, Alex is the guy. He's the myth, the legend. So hope you guys enjoy this episode. Continue on to the others, and we got some amazing things to share with you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Give a like and subscribe. Share this with someone who's potentially looking to, come out to Phuket, and appreciate your support. And once again, see you later.